How have you felt about your own start to this season? What you've been able to do?
Obviously, we won better numbers or whatever, but, I've been playing some good baseball, playing defense, offense, hitting the ball hard in every part of the field. Looks like the baseball gods are really mad at me right now. It's all right, I'll take it. We got 5 more months of baseball, and, I'm ready for it. I'm really prepared, and I have all the confidence in the world that it's going to turn around.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast. We are brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Listen, the baseball gods might be mad at Fernando Tatis Jr. His struggles continue, but they are not mad at the San Diego Padres after another comeback win. 5 runs in the 9th inning. They stunned the Colorado Rockies. They are now 17-8. Tied with the Dodgers for the second best record in baseball. I am so happy to welcome back to the show ESPN's Alden Gonzalez. My first question, Alden, why are you and I not in Mexico City to watch Padres D-backs and eat some delicious Mexican food?
I am bummed. I love Mexico City. I've been there to cover the NFL. I went there to do the games when the Rockies and the Astros played against each other. It is so fun. And if fans probably know this, but a reminder: the ball flies out of the ballpark in Mexico City. It is like Coors Field times 2 out there, so it'll be a lot of fun.
It's Coors Field on steroids, and I want to go ahead and get away from using the word steroids when it comes to baseball. But you're right, because the last time the Padres were there, and I was on that trip, it was the Bob Melvin Padres. The Padres scored like 16 runs in their first game. Tatis, home run. Tatis, Bogarts, Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Nelson Cruz, and I was like, wow, this is the greatest Padres team of all time. Look out, baseball. They had the piñata celebrations, right? They had the sombrero celebrations, and both of those were buried like beneath Petco Park by May, May or June. It became a disaster, but yeah.
You know what though, Marty, that. Just on paper, that might be the most talented Padres roster of all time. I still can't figure out why that team didn't make the playoffs.
Okay, if you want, we can change the theme of today's show. We can go back in time 3 years and we can have a conversation about why, because you're right. I can't believe we're talking about Juan Soto and Blake Snell again, but you're right. I remember the very last conversation, ours with Blake Snell when that season ended was, this is the most talented team roster I've ever been on, right?
Yep.
And I'll never understand it. Well, lo and behold, maybe he'll say that now about the Dodgers teams he's on, but you're right. That team had it. All right, Alden, as we stand here, it's April 24th. What to you right now is the biggest surprise in baseball? The story that caught you off guard?
Ooh, that's a good question. How badly the Red Sox and Phillies and Mets have struggled has been a huge surprise to me, especially the Red Sox. Like the Phillies and Mets, they've navigated these losing streaks.
Yeah.
The Red Sox have just been consistently bad all year, and I thought they were going to be a really good team, even though they were maybe one infield upgrade away. I thought their pitching was just going to be that good. The start the Pirates are off to is a lot of fun. They're hitting. That's been great to see. Jose, just to keep it local here, like Jose Soriano, the Angels opening day starter.
Yes.
Just his run of dominance. He's always had good stuff. He's never quite put it together. There's always been a question of whether he would stay healthy. And it's early, but it's been so cool to see what he's doing. And honestly, Marty,
the Padres know. Yeah, the Padres saw Soriano in Anaheim last weekend.
Yeah. And I'm not just saying it because I'm on your show. The Padres start, especially considering everything that's going on and what they haven't gotten performance from. It ranks right up there for me, to be quite honest.
I would completely agree. Padres are 17-8 tied with the Dodgers for the second best record in baseball. And the thing that gets me on that entire thing is that Tatis, and you heard him talking the last homestand of the baseball guards at Miami, he hasn't gotten going at all. Manny Machado has not gotten going at all right now. They've had a myriad of injuries to their pitching staff right now. This team is being held together by Xander Bogaerts, a resurgent Xander Bogaerts, and a much deeper bench, including Gavin Sheets, who had his second 3-run homer in the 9th inning or later this season. The Padres are comeback kids, man. They seem to have a lot of it factor. So How do you see this? Listen, I've already circled on the calendar May 18 through 20 when the Dodgers come to San Diego. I'm sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll be seeing you at Petco Park. But do you think these are the two teams in the West? The Padres will get a good look at the Diamondbacks this weekend as well. And that's a very talented roster for Arizona.
I think as I said before, I'm surprised the Padres are where they are given the circumstances.
Yeah.
Tatis and Manny not hitting. And also I will add a rotation that is paper thin right now.
Yeah.
That has German Marquez and Walker Buehler and Matt Waldron taken down meaningful starts for them. As we pull up a really hilarious picture. Okay. But I will say this: they've won a lot of. They've had a lot of come from behind wins. They've had a lot of one-run wins. It's also a soft part of their schedule right now. I believe they played the Rockies twice already.
They did.
They played the Pirates already, and the Angels. And not to take anything away from them, I will say, if you're being optimistic as a Padres fan, well, number one, look at their record. They have a great record. They're right up there with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I think this is the worst version of the 2026 Padres. Okay, and what I mean by that is Tatis and Machado will hit. I mean, look at what Tatis said about the baseball gods not smiling on him right now. He's right. He's hit the ball incredibly hard, and he has had nothing to show for it so far. That is going to change. I saw Tatis in the WBC, and I was like, this is what Tatis looks like when he is locked in, and it is a scary thing. It's going to happen. And also, their rotation is going to get healthier. They just signed Lucas Giolito. He's going to get built up in the minor leagues. Joe Musgrove is going to come back eventually. Griffin Canning is on his way back.
Right.
Eventually, there's not like the likes of German Marquez and Walker Buehler and Matt Waldron are going to have to fight to stay in that rotation. You also hope that Nick Pivetta comes back at some point in the season. I know it's going to be a longer-term injury. That's a big one. But I think it's very easy to look at the Padres and say they're going to be better than this, okay? They're not going to keep winning these one-run games. Their schedule is going to get tougher, but their roster is going to get better, and their stars are going to perform better. So it's just nice for them that in this part of the season, when they're kind of weak, they have a good record. That's something to hang your hat on.
All right, you gave me a great line, something to stick to, but I want to go ahead and get back to Tatis and Giolito to that conversation. That right now, the Padres have won six straight series, which, and they have a phenomenal closer. It really is, which can be hard to do. I think they're I lost my train of thought there. 6 straight series, and you said this is the worst version of the 2026 Padres. You said Manny and Tatis are going to hit. Craig Stammen made a very interesting comment in Anaheim when he was asked about Tatis's lack of slug or lack of. It's April 24th, and he doesn't have a home run. I that sounds insane saying that. Maybe it'll change for him in Mexico City, but Stammen said he's not a home run hitter. He's a hitter. Do you agree with? Because I'm thinking, like, where does the power come from when I look at this Padres team? I start with Tatis. I start with Machado, but it hasn't happened yet for Fernando. What kind of a hitter do you think Fernando is, or do you think he's still trying to kind of figure it out?
I understand what he's saying. He's not this like lumbering slugger who just sort of tries to chase home runs. He's not a Gavin Sheets. I get it. But I will say, and I'm looking at Tatis's numbers right now, and one thing that he does have to get back to is he needs to start pulling balls in the air, okay? He's hitting a lot of line drives, but he's hitting a lot of line drives to the opposite field. Right now, he is pulling balls in the air at a 4.4% clip. I'm looking at his Baseball Savant page right now. That is one of the worst rates in the major leagues, okay? Like, over these last 3 years, in 2021, he pulled 22.2% of his pitches into the air. Over the last 3 years, it's been between 12 and 15%. All right, 4% is not cutting it, especially in this day and age. You need to pull the ball in the air if you're going to slug. And so Tatis just needs to get back to doing that. I think he will get back to doing that. And I think if you're looking for a reason why he's not slugging, I think that's it. He's hitting a lot of balls hard. He's hitting them the other way.
Okay, well, hopefully Mexico City will reinvigorate him, and we'll get the Tatis.
That's the place to reinvigorate yourself, no doubt.
Right, absolutely. All right, you touched on Lucas Giolito. I'm not sure how much you saw him with the Red Sox, and of course earlier with the White Sox, Anaheim. What does he bring to this Padres team? Now, he has gone through I mean, they're giving Ruben Niebla a lot. Like, fix this guy, fix this guy. This guy's coming off this surgery. It's a lot. He's got a lot of fixing for Ruben Niebla. But where is Lucas Giolito at this point of his career? He had the hamstring injury. He's had different elbow ailments. What are the Padres getting into this guy?
Well, it's another project for Ruben Niebla. I will say that because
someone give this man a raise.
I'm sure he could have signed sooner, but there's also a reason why he stayed on the market because clearly teams were not giving him what he thought he was worth or his agent thought he was worth. But I will say one thing that he does bring, first of all, he's still young. He's 31 years old.
I think. Yes, 31.
So he's still a young guy.
Yeah.
One thing that he does bring is stuff, okay? This is something that this Padres rotation needs. They don't have guys with, like, stuff. Even, like, obviously, like, Randy Vasquez continues to get it done. He's not a guy with great raw stuff. Herman Marquez, Walker Buehler at this point in their careers, not guys with great stuff, not guys who can consistently miss bats. Matt Waldron, that's not his profile. Right. Lucas Giolito can bring that. His fastball velocity last year was kind of right on par with where it needs to be. I'm not so sure about the effectiveness of his secondary stuff. We will see. But Lucas Giolito put together a great year last year. For all his struggles that he had before UCL surgery in the 2 or 3 years leading up to it, came back, struggled in his first few outings, and then over his last, I don't know how many it was, but it was a pretty substantive sample. I want to say it was like 15 starts or something. He had an ERA under 3. Okay, this was a really effective pitcher. And they're only going to need like 4.5 months out of Lucas Giolito also, which is a great thing.
Okay.
And he's going to come at a time when, like, their rotation, you would think, is going to start to round in a form. But when you ask me, like, what he brings, an ability to miss bats. And that's what, in this era of baseball, you need to miss bats. And Lucas Giolito brings that element to a rotation that desperately needs it.
I completely agree. All right. I'm trying to do the math right now. I know the Padres have to add him within 20 to the roster within 25 days. Understanding is he will get some rehab starts at Lake Elsinore. The Padres single A affiliate. We'll see him at Petco Park. So I'm going to go ahead and circle the series May 18 through 20.
You love to circle that series, Marty.
I'm circling that series, baby. I'm circling that series. I'm going to see you. It's going to be crazy. Listen, Petco Park is ridiculous every single night, right? You can have a Tuesday night versus the Rockies with no giveaways, and that place is going to be just absolutely jamming. But man, I think, listen, every single year we go through this. The Dodgers are the best team, in baseball, in history, on paper, whatever else. It's their division. The Padres, they can go ahead and chase the wild card. But again, if you're the Padres, you're AJ Preller. Hopefully you have reinforcements coming with this new ownership group. Why would you not chase the division? Go ahead and chase the division. Let's go. All right. Sure. So you were there in Anaheim when the news broke officially about the agreement between Jose Feliciano and Quanzo Jones to buy the Padres. Anything that you picked up? Anything that kind of jumped out at you, Alden, from your conversations?
I sense optimism from the team, from the players, and with the caveat of we'll see. Like, you never know until new owners get in with a team and they start to carve out their strategy. I think, look, my big question is, and it's the obvious question, is just where the payroll is going to be. What the payroll levels are going to be. Are they going to be able to sustain something close to what Peter Seidler did? And the thing about this is, like, the Padres ended up being a team that carried hundreds of millions of dollars of debt. Okay, but they still sold for $3.9 billion. All right. And this was a testament to, like, what people say about owners, that, like, league officials and owners themselves, or the people who work under them, will say, like, owning a team is a losing business. You lose money year over year. Sometimes you just try to break even. You're not going to make money. Well, guess what, though? You're going to make money if you want to sell the team. Okay. You don't make money off your house while you're living in it, but you start to accrue equity, and then you could make a lot of money. And that's the whole thing about it. So my whole thing is going to be, where does this ownership group put the payrolls? On one side, you want to say you don't pay $3.9 billion if you're not going to invest heavily on the roster. On the other side, you say there is a cautionary tale here where, like, the Padres did incur a lot of debt.
Yep.
I think a lot of that, though, was because they lost their local media deal. They lost a lot of money annually because they lost that local media deal under the bankruptcy of Diamond Sports Group, which operated Valley Sports. If that changes in 3 years, and if Major League Baseball centralizes local media and profits off it the way it hopes, that will be alleviated. If there's a salary cap, some of that will be alleviated as well. I think it's impossible to know, number one, until this ownership group really gets in there, and number two, until we get past the CBA, because we have no idea what the economic structure of Major League Baseball is going to look like right now. No idea whatsoever. But at least for the moment, there is excitement because of the sale price and because, and this is important, this is not a private equity company. Okay. Jose Feliciano is the co-owner of a private equity company. His private equity company did not purchase the Padres. He and his wife are going to be are going to control the largest stake in the Padres, and I think that's a huge difference. And I think it'll ultimately make a difference.
I'm looking forward to this becoming official soon, hopefully sooner rather than later. And that this fan base, as Manny talked about, getting some closure when it comes out to what their plans are for organization. You had covered my last question, so I'm going to go ahead and leave you last thing on a happier topic. Again, I'm really bummed out that you and I are not having this conversation in Mexico City with some tacos and some drinks. For those Padres fans going to Mexico City, what's your recommendation? Where do you go? What do you eat?
Oh my God, I don't know. Go anywhere. Go anywhere. There's a Michelin star taco spot in Mexico City that I've always wanted to go to. And it is like the only Michelin starred taco spot. It's literally just like a hole in the wall. And I've always wanted to
the
try
best.
it.
The holes
but
in the
Mexico
wall.
City,
Yeah.
I can't give you one recommendation because Mexico City, like picture Manhattan. You used on steroids before. Okay, I'm going to use it.
Okay.
Picture Manhattan on steroids.
Okay.
And that is Mexico City with the infrastructure, with the places to eat, with the museums, with the parks. I mean, Mexico City is an incredible, vibrant place. Literally go anywhere. Just walk out your door and you're going to stumble into something awesome in Mexico City. I cannot recommend it enough.
I'm so jealous. Do you agree with your ESPN colleague that when you are Eric Gomez, that when you're there, you do not ever order the carne asada because you get it better in Tijuana and San Diego? You go for the al pastor.
Ooh, that's a good tip. I did not know that. So thank you for that. That's a great tip. I will file that away.
All right, Alden, you're the absolute best. Thank you so much for your time. Again, I will see you May 18 through 20 because I know you'll be at Petco Park. Padres and Dodgers. You can follow Alden Gonzalez on on social media. He does tremendous work. Alden, thank you for your time. That's Alden Gonzalez. I'm Marty Caswell, brought to you by the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Have a wonderful weekend and eat lots of tacos. There's been like a little turmoil the past since Peter passed. Is there like a sense of closure for you that this chapter's over and you guys are now moving on to a new one?
Definitely for sure. I think everybody in here, honestly, the clubhouse, we're not really, those are things that are out of our control. We can't control those things. We can go out there and play some good baseball like we've been doing, and we're going to continue to do that. I think our goal is to do that, but to definitely know that we have a future ahead of us and not just a little running out of words here, but just knowing that we have a future ahead of us and know what a game plan could be, is motivating.